That was the button. Okay. We are ready to rock and roll. I think the audio has been leveled well enough. Let me just start my Audacity recording. Cool guy. I like your cool glasses.
Thanks.
Let's clap in 3, 2, 1. All right. Lucas, where you at?
502.
And Justin, where you at?
550.
And yes, Justin, I am a big fan of your Game & Watch. That's going to be. Don't we have the Game & Watch as our actual frame too?
Right now, it's the Switch.
I think it's a Switch this week.
Okay,
yeah.
That would have been really trippy.
I was say I can change mine to a Switch if we've got the Game & Watch frame.
There we go. I just changed it. We're Game & Watching within the Game & Watch. It's meta as fuck. Let us pray to the Sonic 3 gods. Here we go.
Hey yo, you like Discord? You know you do. Go on over to Infendo.com, click on the community tab, join up with all the people just like you who want to talk about Infendo and Nintendo and all the other cool stuff you do in your life.
Creating overwhelming urges to buy Nintendo crap since 2005. Infendo Radio is on now.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Infendo Radio episode. Who knows, man? Who freaking knows anymore? 622. I don't know. We're here to talk about games we play, games we live, games we love, games we lost. We are actually probably going to have even fewer viewers than usual tonight because we are doing this during the Game Awards, which was an excellent decision on our part. Great timing for a show. So we're going to just kind of chill out and talk about some of the news that's already trickled through that affects you and I and everybody out there. And then we're going to just kind of do Change the System. And if something big happens during Change the System, we'll cut Justin off from whatever he's talking about. And we'll talk about that big Breath of the Wild 2 trailer that's definitely going to get released today for sure. They're definitely going to do that. So I guess let's just kind of introduce each other first. That's how we usually do this show, isn't it? Justin, you're looking festive tonight. How are you doing? Where can the people find you?
Am I festive?
Yeah, you're very festive.
I guess I'm festive for the Game Awards, I suppose.
Everyone knows beige is the color of the season, so, you know.
I am doing well as can be expected. You can find me on Twitter at InfendoJustin. Oddly enough, I've been doing very little tweeting about Nintendo and quite a bit of tweeting about Star Wars. For some reason, that has kind of taken over my Twitter feed. But fortunately, I've managed to find a lot of non-toxic Star Wars fans to discuss and debate with. So, you know, if you want to join into that, you can follow me there for that as well. You can also follow me at Utilidork if you want to talk with me about my Disney stuff.
Star Wars.
The Disney Park, like Star Wars. Or the DisneyParkBench.com, which is currently more or less on a hiatus because crap going on in my life, but still, there's a new guide that came out last week. I plan on posting something else before Christmas, so, you know, follow me there as well.
Cool. Well, Eugene, where can we follow you? And what are you talking about that's definitely Star Wars?
Well, that's a loaded question. You can find me on the Infendo.com pages. Lucas mentioned the community tab earlier in his long intro. Yeah, that's pretty much what you can do to follow me. As far as Star Wars is concerned, go watch Star Wars Visions on Disney Plus. It's good. It's really good. Lucas, though,
I still have to watch Bad Batch and see what
Book of
Boba Fett, I think,
Bad
started.
Batch is so last year, dog.
I
still haven't watched anything of Rebels except the pilot. I'm way behind.
we got part of the way through The Mandalorian, but I don't know, man. It's just not my scene, I guess. What can I tell you? I am no longer on Twitter, so you cannot find me there. It finally beat me, everyone. It took me down. It beat me up, and it spit me out. So I'm not on
longer than our
social
former
media.
president, so I guess there's that.
Yeah, and I didn't get kicked off, so what you gonna do? You can find me pretty much exclusively on YouTube these days, unless you're DMing me on Discord. I have videos going up all the freaking time. Go check out my channel. It's Lucas Peace. I've got a Donkey Kong Country 2 playthrough that I started this week with Steve. That's going to be up for the next foreseeable future forever, because we're 100%ing that game, and we've already got like 16 episodes in the pipe. I'm doing a Diablo 3 playthrough that we're almost done with, and I have a 2021 review video that I want to come out with before the year is over. So lots of stuff to go check out there. Please check me out. I'd really appreciate it. Tonight, we are going to talk about news and things and stuff like that. Can I kind of just start us off, because I have some stuff I kind of want to get off
please.
my chest. Okay, cool. First thing actually is like Game Awards news, but it's just something that happened recently. So Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl, remember that game I was real excited for? And then I played it for like 10 hours and I was like, there's not a lot of content here. I guess, that whole thing.
Yeah.
They revealed the first DLC character for that, and it's what I already knew it was because I followed all the leaks and everything and the data mining, but Garfield, the cat, is coming to Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl.
Oh, that's not already
How
like
is
a thing?
Garfield a Nickelodeon character?
He had a show on Nickelodeon. And yeah, no, it's not
Really?
already a thing. I like that your responses were, Eugene, how is that not a thing yet? And Justin, how could that possibly ever be a thing?
I mean, I
There's no
don't have
division
much
here of
reason to
Garfield.
watch Nickelodeon anymore. Probably not nearly as much as Eugene has to, so...
Well, to be fair, this was a show from like the 2000. I don't know. Anyway, he's coming to the game. I don't know when. Call me when they get Jimmy Neutron or Jenny XJ9.
to be fair,
Yeah, and they
it's-
can't...
Oh, go ahead.
Lorenzo Music is dead, so they can't get him to do the voice of Garfield anymore.
Yeah, that's a shame.
Yeah, to be fair, I guess Garfield is much as a Nickelodeon character as Arya Stark is a WB character, for the Multiverses game. So,
Next, I want to talk about this stuff that Steve is sending us. So the ghost of Steve is alive in our hearts and in our Discord channel. And he sends us news when news comes out. And oh my God, they just released a trailer for the new Sonic game. It's coming out next year. And it's an open world game. And it looks so perfect. And I want it so bad. And it's called Sonic Frontier. And I know I'm the only one here that's excited. But I'm really, really excited, guys.
Am I the only one who hopes that he is as disappointed with this game as he was with Breath of the Wild?
Yeah, but you're such
Like-
such a downer anyway.
no, I hope
feel
that
that
it's.
poetic justice.
I hope it's good for you, but I don't have any interest
you.
in it. I'll be honest.
Oh,
I mean,
so
I'm definitely going to keep my
excited.
eye on it. I am intrigued, but
God, it looks so pretty. So yeah, that comes out holiday of next year, so stay tuned for that. They also announced Cuphead DLC. Does anybody here have any interest in Cuphead anymore? Is that a thing? Anybody?
Not
I
in
mean,
DLC.
someday I'll finish it or watch a video of somebody else finishing it. I have the soundtrack.
So yeah, that's getting DLC. It's called The Delicious Last Course, and you get to play as Mrs. Chalice from that one thing. So that's kind of cool, I guess. If you want to play more Cuphead, that's coming out. That's coming out. That looks nice. We're also getting
Hate yourself.
We're getting Persona 4 Arena Ultimax, which is like a Persona 4 fighting game that's been out for like 50,000 years. Cool game. I really wanted to play it back in the day, so I'll probably give that a go. But again, it's kind of a me thing. A lot of these announcements have been very Lucas-centric tonight so far. We had the Sonic movie trailer drop for Sonic the Hedgehog 2. That looked really good too. People are already very divided on Idris Elba as Knuckles, but I don't know. I think it sounded okay.
I think I need to watch that trailer now because that really intrigued me.
So just to like cards on the table here, discuss it. It looks very like Saturday morning cartoon, like fun, like actiony kind of thing. Like it looks a lot better than the first one, which I thought was decent, but the first one was very much like a standard buddy cop drama kind of, Like, oh, let's have Sonic fight a bunch of bikers in a bar and in slow motion. This one looks like what you would actually expect like a Sonic movie would look like. There's a lot of like colorful lights and emeralds and missiles and stuff. So I don't know.
I haven't seen it, but I heard the first movie really played it kind of safe with, we're just going to tell a generic story with Sonic characters in it.
Yeah, it was very much kind of an origin story for a Sonic story that we've never heard before, because it was like, Sonic is in our world, and he's a little baby boy, so he doesn't really know how to use his powers, and that kind of stuff. It was very, very traditional, very safe, but it did kind of match like Detective Pikachu's energy well. It was kind of a nice time period for like video game movies that I'm kind of hoping the Mario movie
I still want to see it.
So yeah, it was cute. I'd recommend it. I mean, it's not gonna Detective.
I mean, hopefully it's better than the new Mortal Kombat movie.
Jeez, I thought you liked the new Mortal Kombat movie.
Yeah,
I liked it. I think I was the one.
It
that
was
liked
not. It was not nearly as good as the old Mortal Kombat movies, and that's not
But
necessarily.
what is?
That's just. I was bored for like the first half of it. So, anywho, that's not Game Award announcement related. So, Lucas, continue.
Well, it's not like we really have that much else to talk about right now. But no, I was just going to say that that I think Detective Pikachu was definitely the better of the two movies, but there's something to enjoy in the Sonic movie if you just kind of turn your brain off and it's like, haha, stupid, fun Sonic, you know? So, check it out. Go be a part of that. That's kind of everything that's come to our desk at this point, really, Game Awards related. There is a rumor that I don't believe that we're going to get a Breath of the Wild 2 trailer tonight. I don't know that a third-party Game Award would be like the place to do that. I think Nintendo wants to make that a little bit more big, but I could be wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. So I guess we'll kind of keep an eye out for that. Does anybody have anything else big that they want to talk about related to what's been going on in the world of video games right now?
The only other announcement, since I seem to be the designated downer of the group this week, is we did lose a key member of Nintendo this week. Masayuki Uemura, the creator of the original NES and Super NES, passed away this week. That's about all the information I have on that, but it is Nintendo-related news, and those were the systems I grew up with, so it seemed worth mentioning.
Yeah, that is kind of a thing. I did see a quote from him. I don't know when it was made. I don't know if it was made in like the SNES days or if it was made like modern right before he died. But apparently at one time in his life, he said that he thinks that we pushed console gaming to its like logical conclusion kind of thing. Like this is as far we've done everything we can with console gaming. We've accomplished that. And I was just kind of thinking like, man, I just don't believe you. Like Nintendo keeps doing weird stuff with consoles.
Well, you know, I was going to say, like, I feel like console gaming peaked with the GameCube, PS2, Xbox era, and advancements have just been incremental since then.
For
but
me, it was
then
Xbox
Nintendo says,
PS3
look,
era, because that's when the Wii happened, and I think that that trifecta of that was just like beautiful.
Well, yeah, I was going to say, like, as far as like what video games were capable of doing, kind of. That was the apex, and everything was just kind of building on that. But then Nintendo's like, look, we've got motion control, and then now you have a touch screen.
Yeah,
and then now you can carry it with you or play it on the like. So Nintendo's going to find something new to do with video games every single time. It may not be revolutionary, but like Lucas said, it will be weird.
Yeah, let's have a little conversation about that actually here before we get into change the system, because that is kind of where I mean, I've always been a Nintendo fanboy because I've always owned Nintendo systems. It started out of necessity, and it kind of still is, to be honest. I just don't really think I can justify owning multiple video game systems, you know? But Nintendo has always kept me on board because ever since like the Xbox 360, that whole era of video game systems, it has just kind of been about moderate graphical and performance improvements, and that's kind of been like what, you know, PlayStation and Xbox have done, and PC gaming obviously has always been like the platform for that kind of stuff. PC gaming has kind of earned a reputation now for being the platform for, you know, the independent gamer who wants to mod their games and create their own games out of other people's games and stuff. And that's kind of a cool avenue that they've taken on. But I really do like that Nintendo puts less of a focus on, and this is going to sound so Nintendo fanboyish, but I like that they put less of a focus on it has to be perfect, it has to play all the games on all the other major systems, and it's like, let's make something really weird and different and unique because we want to make something really like weird and different and unique. Like, I think there's a Miyamoto quote about like, why would I ever design a game that somebody's already made? Like, what's the point of that? Like, I want to make something new. I want to make something different. And if I can't do that, put me out to pasture because I'm done as a game designer. And like, I feel like that's kind of Nintendo's opinion on making systems on the whole, right? And I like that. I think that's cool.
And it almost always influences the other companies in some way. Like, even some of Nintendo's less popular ideas, the other companies look at it and like, well, why aren't we doing this too? You know, so
well, to this day,
like,
right? Like the Switch has basically spawned the Steam Deck that's going to be coming out soon. You know,
Yeah.
so like,
yeah. And of course, you know, Sony had, you know, the PS Vita, PS4 integration, and you know, Microsoft, I think, is just kind of happy being, yeah, we're just the PC you hook into your TV, but you know, like you've back, you know, again during the 360 PS3 Wii era, everybody had motion controls, you know, like, and after the DS, the 3DS, Sony added a touch screen or a touchpad to their controller. Like, Nintendo's always going to come up with new ways to use this technology that will affect how video games are played, and I think even that at this point is going to be incremental, but yeah, I mean, like, yeah, you can always count on Nintendo to find something weird to make you play with. They sold us cardboard a few years ago. I mean, come on.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. All right. Well, that conversation seems to have pretty much reached its logical conclusion. So let's take a quick 2-minute break.
Cardboard, the end.
Gather our
the end of all
thoughts,
things.
and then come back and talk about the games we've been playing. Does that sound good?
Perfect.
Okay.
All right.
Let's do it. Hello, we're back. Switch
Hello.
to Game & Watch because Justin's on Switch, so here we are.
Switch. All right.
Let me
Let's do
just
it.
pick some music real quick.
Let me just remember what I've been playing.
Sorry, I saw that you
Ooh,
said it was a
Carnival
little
Nights.
bit too loud, and then I turned it down. So
Yeah, it
hopefully
sounded-
wasn't too bad.
Sounded good at the volume that you had it at. It was just at the very beginning. I should have mentioned it before we went on, but
Oh, that's not that's funky. That's
the bop.
funky.
There is a guy who's mashed up like every Sonic 3 song with a Michael Jackson song, and he does this one with Jam, and it's really, really, really good. Really
I
good.
might have to download this soundtrack, unfortunately, but it's not bad.
Well, and according to rumors, though never confirmed, apparently Michael Jackson did contribute some music to one of the Sonic games.
We were just talking about that before.
Uncredited.
There you go, Eugene. You can listen to that on your own good time. It's real good.
I'm just trying to find out. Let's go with Justin, I guess. Or I guess we'll just go with me and this one. Okay. Sorry, here we go. How does this sound?
You can go with that. You can go with that.
Infendo.com is the place to go if you want to get everything that we are doing. Head to our Patreon, go to our Discord, even Steve's Discord. Okay, cool. So then let me put a note here, and away we go. Infendo.com is the place to go if you want to get everything that we are doing. Head to our Patreon, go to our Discord. Even Steve's Discord lives there. Go to Infendo.com today.
Hello, welcome back to Infendo Radio, Game Awards edition. We're going to talk about the games we've been playing and see if anything amazing happens in the half an hour that we're still on the air. I'm going to go first tonight, though, because I never go first, and I don't really have that much to talk about. So I'm going to talk, and then you guys can talk about more interesting stuff. I have not been playing that many games. Surprisingly, the game I've been playing the most of is still Tetris Effect Connected. I don't understand why. I'm just really enjoying playing Tetris. I'm getting like S ranks and double S ranks in event mode missions now, which is big for me because I suck at Tetris. So like, this has been pretty freaking cool. I've been enjoying myself. Steve and I played over the weekend. They do weekend events all the time. And in the event that we did, Steve came out at like rank 21 or something like that. And I was globally like rank 59. So like, that was really freaking cool. Like it was cool to see my name on a leaderboard saying like, congratulations to all the players that contributed in the global community event. And I was in the top 100. And Steve, obviously, you know, he made it there because he's a god at this stuff. But, you know, it was really cool. I'm enjoying Tetris Effect Connected quite a bit. It is not anything more than a really pretty Tetris game, but it is a really pretty Tetris game. So if that's your jam, check it out. The other game that I've been putting some time into is Animal Crossing, which I've talked about a great deal. Guys, Nibble finally moved. She was the squirrel that moved in next to me the day after I got to town. I hate her. I hate everything about her. She moved in. She took over my backyard and made it hers. She's gone, and I don't have to worry about that anymore. The first snow of winter comes tomorrow. It's going to be beautiful. Can't wait. I get to start making snowmen and playing bingo and all that stuff. So, yeah,
that's exciting.
I'm enjoying Animal Crossing. It's a good thing. I'm enjoying it a lot more. Yeah, like PSA, if you're going to... Go ahead.
No, I was just going to ask, is there any new, like, holiday stuff that came with the update, or is it just, like, anything like that?
Two things. No, and also I'm playing the one on 3DS because I like it more.
Of course.
No, there really isn't any new holiday stuff. They added Brewster, they added all that stuff, but holidays are just holidays in Animal Crossing. They've never bothered to update those or anything. I never expected them to because, you know, that's kind of how Animal Crossing's always been. There's just a holiday event or whatever, but, you know, I like New Leaf a lot more. It scratches the itch that I'm looking for, you know, so it's cool there are people out there who can really get into decorating and stuff and making their island pretty. It's just not my jam. So, you know, but yeah, I really like it. It's a fun game for fun people. So that's kind of it, really. I had heard that Paper Mario was out on the Nintendo N64 Online, but I went on to the N64 Online tonight and I didn't see it. So I don't know if it's actually out
I believe it comes out tomorrow. I believe it comes out on the 10th, so probably midnight tonight.
I'm going to be playing that when that comes out, because I really like Paper Mario.
I am both excited and angry about that. As some of you may remember, I was playing Paper Mario on the Wii U about not even a year ago, several months ago, before we finished like 2 of our rooms, and then the Wii U got put away and I never picked it back up again. So now I either have to dig out my Wii U and continue playing it that way, or I have to start it all over again and play through like the first 3 chapters, maybe even 4 chapters. I don't remember how far I was, but to get to where I left off. So
Yeah, but what you're complaining about is that you have to play a really great game over from the start again. So, like, I don't know. I'd consider that like a blessing, man.
Well, I mean, the other option is I can always play it on my EverDrive and just turn on Game Shark codes and cheat my way to the point that I left off.
You should download the ROM hack for that one, actually. I hear it's good.
Which one?
I think it's called, like, Master Quest, actually.
Oh yeah, I saw a
yeah. No,
saw a
I
trailer
don't.
for that.
Have we learned nothing about Justin? He doesn't play games on hard mode.
Fair enough.
Yeah, it's Master
Except
Quest.
Breath of the Wild.
It's Master Quest plus Bowser Jr. They added some like Bowser Jr. mode or something. Yeah, I just saw a trailer for that. Yeah, I don't know. I'm like kind of a purist with my like. I love to dabble in like ROM hacks. I think they're really interesting. I loved oh god, what was it, like Sonic 3D Rush 2 or whatever. The one that was like a Doom 3 and they turned it into a Sonic game. That was amazing. Like that was just its own game. But you know, it's few and far between for me to do all the work of emulating a game. So I'm really excited for this one. And I'm hoping that this one will give me the impetus that I need to finally get back and finish up Bug Story or Bug Fable. Because I really enjoyed the time I put into that game. And I forgot that I was actually a lot farther than I remembered being. Like I had done a few of the missions, but like I really want to go back and finish that game up at some point. I know I've been saying that for like a year now, so hopefully that happens. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. So I'm going to allow Justin to flawlessly segue into what he wants to talk about without any interruptions.
Yes, very flawless segue when we pre-announce it. It's like a Marvel movie trailer. We're just gonna spoil the big surprise in the first trailer.
Ladies and gentlemen, Howard the Duck.
So, speaking of ROM hacks, I mentioned last week having gotten an EverDrive, and I recently acquired through a friend on Twitter, a Mr. Nicholas Bray of Nintendo World Report, has sent me an entire folder of ROM hacks to try out. So, obviously, I don't have any reviews for those yet. I have been playing the couple ones that I mentioned last week, the Zelda Space World Beta and GoldenEye X. I've played quite a bit more of those because they're awesome. And just kind of dabbling in a bunch of other games, especially ones that I'd either never played or haven't played in years. I do have Snowboard Kids 1 and 2, Lucas, so I will try that out one of these times. Eugene, I have Diddy Kong Racing, so I will be playing some of that at some point.
Yes, please.
But last night or the night before, I did play a new game, a Tetris game, as a matter of fact. I was playing Tetris 64. Yes, that's right, Steve. I decided to play a 25-year-old Tetris game instead of Tetris Effect.
Yes.
I might have to pull my VR tonight and play Tetris Effect, though, because you guys keep talking about it.
It's a good game.
But yeah, so Tetris 64 is exactly what it says on the box. It's Tetris for the N64. It was never played, or it was never released in outside of Japan for some reason, even though the game's entirely in English. Steve has said, call me when you play Tetrisphere. I actually own Tetrisphere on cartridge. I have played it, but I don't think I've played it enough to understand it. So I'll get back to you on that at a later date. The unique thing about Tetris 64, though, and the reason why I wanted to play it, is there's a mode in Tetris 64 that was originally designed for peripheral that never came out for anything but Tetris 64. And y'all remember the Wii Vitality sensor?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, do I?
Okay, well, apparently that got its start on the N64. So there was a heart rate monitor adapter that you plug into the back of the controller, and it would read your your heart rate and adjust the game as you played. Well, of course, I don't have that accessory, but fortunately that gameplay mode is still accessible. And the reason I played it is because it's not just Tetris like your typical, what are the 6 different Tetris pieces, it also adds 1, 2, 3, and 5 block pieces to the mix. So you'll be there dropping pieces and lining everything up and getting a Tetris all set up. And then all of a sudden, this piece will come out that's got like something sticking out the side. I'm like, what the hell do I do with this?
That's kind of cool.
I got all the way to, I think, level like 16 until it finally overtook me. And another mode on it is Giga Tetris, where randomly you'll get these just giant Tetris blocks that fall down, and you have to figure out what to do with those. So
that happens in Tetris Effect Connected. That screwed me over today.
Well, I'll have to look for that when I play it. But yeah, it's tricky enough in Tetris 64, so I can only imagine what it's like in VR. But speaking of Tetris in VR, there was a Tetris game released, a couple Tetris games released on the Virtual Boy that I'll have to try out, since I do have an emulator for that on my Oculus Quest. But rather than talking about games that I haven't played, there was one other game that I wanted to mention. And I can't remember what it is. I've just been playing the regular stuff, bouncing around the various Grand Theft Auto games, still enjoying them. Bug fixes are trickling in, performance enhancements are trickling in. Lucas appears to either be asking a question or casting a spell.
Un faziem un patum vivus. So yeah, I wanted to ask you about GTA, because the trilogy is what you can get on the eShop. Does it download 3 separate games to your system? Because when I look at your play history, it says, oh, Justin's put 5 hours into Vice City and 2 hours into GTA 3. And that's so weird. I figured it would be like the Mario trilogy. I figured it'd be like one game with 3 games in the trilogy that you would select. Huh.
Yeah, nope. Each one is a separately launchable application, I suppose is a good way to put it.
And yet you can't buy them individually.
No, at least not yet. I guess on other systems, like I think if you have Xbox, not Xbox Live, Game Pass, one of them is free with Game Pass, and yes, Sony or PlayStation Now has another one that's free with that. So that's the only way you can play them separately. But yeah, if you purchase it, you get all 3 of them. But on the home screen, they're 3 separate apps, which I kind of prefer. But yeah, like they're gradually improving them. I don't think the audio in San Andreas is ever going to be fixed, because I think that might just be what the files were like, since it was a DVD game and not, a Blu-ray or downloadable game. They probably had to.
It's a feature.
Yeah, they probably had to heavily compress a lot of that stuff, but I'm hoping that'll get fixed. But definitely draw distance has been improved. Frame rate has been improved slightly. It's not as much of a hindrance. But aside from those, yeah, like really what I'm really excited to play are these ROM hacks. I'm just going to read off a few of them that intrigue me. We have a Goldfinger 64, which is of course a ROM hack of GoldenEye that retells the story of the Goldfinger movie. We have a couple of Banjo-Kazooie ROM hacks, including the Jiggies of Time, which is
good. That one's
Banjo-Kazooie set in the Ocarina of Time world. The Dinosaur Planet prototype, so that will be fascinating. Mario Kart Amped Up, which I just watched a video review on, and I'm intrigued to give that a shot. It's basically a completely new Mario Kart game built on the 64 engine. Super Smash Bros. Remix, which is an expansion to Smash 64 that features many new characters from other Smash games, and I believe some that never appeared in other Smash games, so that'll be fun. Zelda 64 Dawn and Dusk, which Eugene, I believe you were talking about a couple of weeks ago. That I'm excited to play. And then there's a couple of kind of goofball ones. We've got Waluigi's Taco Stand, Super Mario Star Road. I'm not quite sure what that is. GoldenEye Mario Edition. So there's some goofy stuff on here that should be fun. But I'm going to load these up on my EverDrive tonight and try a few of them out. And thank you again, Nicholas Bray of Nintendo World Report, for sharing these with me.
You're gonna have to go put them in a drive in the Infendo folder, or you know what I mean. What I'm trying to say, because I want those too.
Oh yeah, I'll share the love and yeah, I'll tell you how I feel about those games next week after I've given them a try.
Cool. Well, Eugene, want to tell us about any of the games you've been giving a try to?
Sure. Yeah. I have been playing the same old stuff, like kind of boring, but I do want to talk about the same old stuff that I've been playing. So I'm just about done with Ni no Kuni. That game continues to be just like really delightful. It's kind of like my game that I go to when I need a palate cleanse, you know. And also a game that I go to when I need to go to sleep, because there's a lot of reading in that game, so it tends to do that to me. It doesn't mean that it's a bad game, but you know, it's just it is what it is.
I always used to fall asleep in the middle of Pokemon battles, so I get it.
I picked the perfect game to buy in the Japanese eShop.
I am excited to get to Ni no Kuni 2 though, once I finally finish that one. But I forgot like how much like story there is built into that game. It's little bits and pieces here and there, but like, you know, there's this aspect where you have to, it's basically just, so it's a different way of a fetch quest, but basically you have to like go take heart from people and give it to somebody else who needs that particular emotion. So like, for example, if somebody is lacking kindness, you will go find somebody who is extremely kind, take a little bit of their kindness, give it to the person who is
stealing kindness.
And then it'll unlock something like, you know, a dungeon key or, you know, something like that. But it's interesting because, you know, I actually like to read the text. Like, I'm not a person that's just pushing A through all of that stuff, and it's, you know, it's funny. A lot of the dialogue is funny and, you know, amusing, so it's really fun. I think that I'd have to look it up, but there's like 10 books worth of dialogue in this game, but not only that, there's an actual book in the game that you can read, like literally an in-game book. And for the first time,
that was one of the things that was killing me in Skyrim, is having to read all the books.
Right. So for the first time, I've actually read through the entire book. But the other part of it is you unlock pages as you go through the game. So I'm actually reading all the pages as I've you know, acquiring them. So it's kind of cool. I'm enjoying it a lot. That's Ni no Kuni. I went back to Metroid Dread because I wanted to see how fast I could beat it, and also I wanted to try hard mode.
I have to finish this game.
Yeah, me too.
Somebody, I need to talk about.
I've got so many games.
I did not successfully complete a speed run, but I am doing it a lot faster than I did the first time, because I think the first time I did, like, you know, freaking 14 hours, I want to say, something like that. And I feel like I'm already halfway through the game, and I've done it in about 4 hours. So, you know, making progress. But yeah, that's a fun one.
Eugene, I gotta cut you off right here because we have breaking news from the Game Awards.
Breaking news.
Can't not be announced. Pyra from Xenoblade Chronicles is gonna be in Fortnite.
Wait, are you lying, or is that like...
No, apparently it's legit. Steve is telling me right now in the chat. So
okay. Oh, okay.
Just had to throw that out there.
Wow, Nintendo, well done.
File that under shit I don't care about.
Oh boy. I don't even know where the train is. It's so far off the rails at this point. I'm gonna try.
I do have to say though, before we get back on the tracks here, for all the crap that I give Fortnite, and rightfully so, come on guys, it's Fortnite. It is quickly
Right.
becoming like the largest crossover game of all time.
Oh, totally.
Like I realize that it needs a lot less work than any other game, but they got like Rick and Morty in it last month. We've got Pyra, we've got like Wonder Woman and LeBron James, and like I think it's going
wild.
to outdo Smash Bros in terms of like characters in it.
Oh, it already
Quality,
has
no,
at this point.
but
It definitely already
characters,
has.
yeah.
Character-wise, it has
All
to,
right.
right? Isn't there like Carlton in it? Like, there's like all kinds of weird
Oh my-
stuff in there.
Well, his dances.
That's actually.
I know,
what I'm
because that's
thinking of.
literally the only thing I have paid money for in that game.
Okay, bringing it back. So, yes, I've been playing a lot of the same old stuff, but I have been playing some emulated games as well, which is a little bit of the same old stuff. But I do want to talk about Diddy Kong Racing because you did bring it up, Justin. That game is so good. Why don't they do what they did in Diddy Kong Racing in like, even Mario Kart, like, I'm not even talking about like the items. I'm just talking about like the progression of the game, forget about the fact that there's an awesome open world that you can explore and, find balloons, which is the equivalent of like stars or whatever in Mario. But you can, like going through the open world, you can find the levels, and in each level there is like a challenge mode for the level where you have to collect coins and everything like that. And then after that, you can do the trophy race, which is a mirror mode. Like,
It's a really good kart racing game. It's
Yeah.
a shame that the only kind of sequel we've gotten was a remake on the DS that kind of butchered it.
Yeah, no kidding. Like, even if all Nintendo did was add like the challenge mode, which was like collect eight coins in every level for Mario Kart, that would do something for me to like make me want to go back and like, play those levels again. I feel like that's one of the reasons why I know that game as well as I do, because of all of the extra stuff like it made you do. It's like, okay, cool, I'm going back to the dinosaur racing levels again. I think it's called like Dino Island or whatever. I should know this, I've been playing it, but I know Hot Top Volcano. I didn't going back to Hot Top Volcano a third time if it's mirror mode, or a fourth time if it's mirror mode with coins. Like they milked a lot out of this game, and I kind of appreciated it. But that's Diddy Kong Racing. Enough said about that one. The last game that I want to talk about that I spent some major time in is BioShock. And I think I talked about that either last week or the week before, but man, it's a good game. BioShock's really, really good.
It is a good game.
Yeah,
I have it. I've been wanting to play it again, but lots of other things I want to play.
Sure.
Can I interject here with something real quick and totally steal your segment? I totally forgot about a game I've been playing that reminds me a lot of BioShock, actually, even though it's made by a totally different company. Have you heard of Deathloop?
Yes, actually. I really want to play that game, actually.
I feel like I only just heard about it.
It's
it only just
new.
came out. Fairly new, a couple months. But it's pretty cool. They shoe in like this kind of unnecessary online thing where like you can make the computer a actual player that hunts you down, but really cool idea. It's it has the BioShock feel because it takes place in like the 60s. You play as this dude Colt who wakes up on an island, and you find out that basically this group of like scientists and crazy people have invented a way for the world to the day to start over on the island over and over again. So every time you die in game or when the day ends, you go back through the loop, and the only way to get out of the loop is to find all 8 of the targets on the island and assassinate them all within the course of a day. So it's not quite like God, what would be a good example? Like, it's not like a Majora's Mask kind of thing where it's like an open world of exploration kind of thing, but it's like missions that are segmented based on time of day and everything. But it plays with time travel, really fun. The voice acting is top notch. The guy who does Colt is incredible. Like, the voice acting between Colt and Juliana is super good. It's a really interesting game. Like, I don't know that it's going to be like, this is the game of 2021 that you have to have played, but it's a fun time. I'm enjoying it. So Yeah, that's
What,
sorry. It just as soon as you said BioShock, it totally reminded me of it.
Yeah, no worries. What console are you playing it? Are you playing it on your PC?
PC. Yeah, and I will say I had some pretty significant lag and loading issues the first time I played it, but I was also recording gameplay footage. The second time I played it, I had just rebooted my PC and everything worked fine. So I have kind of a middle of the road gaming PC at this point because it's like 3 years old, I think. So like, you know, it's up there. It's a game. It takes a little bit of stuff, and I've got like all my stuff turned way down and everything. But I'm liking it a lot now that I can actually play it without it like lagging out on me. I'm having a much better time. But yeah, cool game, cool experience, very character-driven story. So if that's your kind of thing, you know, and you like period stuff too. Like one of the really cool things is when you're in the fights, all of a sudden this like 60s action music starts playing. It's like dunk 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 dunk, you know, and you're running and you're gunning, and really cool time. So I'm enjoying it a lot.
That's fun. Yeah, no, I hear that game is really good, so I might have to give it a download. I'm worried. I'm kind of in the same boat as you, though. I'm worried that my PC won't be able to like quite handle it as well as I would like it to, you know. So yeah, but yeah, I might give it a go.
That's always kind of frustrating.
I
hope you like
and
it.
I don't have one of the new consoles yet, and I don't think it's on the olds. So yeah, I'm kind of stuck there. So. But BioShock is real old, and I like it still, and that's what I've been playing. Also a really good game. I don't know about Deathloop, but the thing that I like about BioShock is they integrate a really honestly fascinating story into the game if you take the time to find out the story bits, because like there's tape recorders throughout the world, so it's like, oh yeah, cool, yeah, this person I'm sure was recording a tape right before they died, but it's cool that they were because I get to hear exactly what happened type of thing. But
they make fun of that in the South Park game, where it's like you find all the tape recorders and it's like, I don't know why I keep leaving these audio logs on the ship. I'm in very much danger, you know, that kind of stuff. But no, like you're right. The story in BioShock, like I enjoyed watching my roommate play BioShock more than I enjoyed playing it myself. Like the gameplay is fine. I think it's kind of a very traditional first-person shooter. Like it doesn't really do, you know, it doesn't do a lot of exciting things. But the story is kind of the reason that I think you play those games.
Yeah,
you know?
in fact, I turned the difficulty all the way down because I'm there for the story. Yeah, and I'm just and it's actually still hard doing that. Like I'm still dying even, but
I think I played it. The only thing that I regretted about playing it in easy is the big daddies never really posed as much of a threat as everybody said they were in easy mode, but yeah, it makes the rest of the game more enjoyable, because after about the 100th time you see the same splicer come charging at you, you're like, all right, get this thing out of my way, I want to move on to the next story beat.
And they
meet the next crazy I have to destroy.
Yeah, and in easy mode I'm actually spending a lot of time just like literally exploring every inch of the level, you know, and I found that like it's basically a bunch of kill closets. So like if I cross this threshold and I turn back around, like there's going to be 5 splicers that spawned throughout the level, and I just know that, you know, because like that's just how the game is built. So it's like you know, kind of an I don't know. It's still a good game, but yeah, I don't feel like the combat
atmosphere is amazing.
Oh,
and and the world building and the world itself and everything.
It's almost kind of a horror game in a lot of ways. You know, it's suspenseful. It's not like full on like zombies, Resident Evil horror, but there's horror to be had in like the fact that you're running around this underwater, you know, 1940s, 50s, whatever villa full of like crackheads. You know?
Oh yeah, well, and you're also like your bosses are all mad scientist serial killers.
Right.
So
right.
Oh, and that twist at the end that I won't spoil in case anybody here is listening. Oh, what a moment. Like, and then you go back and you play the game again and you notice all the things. And it's like,
wow. It's like brings I've only played it the one time, but like I'm interested in seeing like, all right, how is it going to change my interpretation of the game now that I know what the twist is?
Yeah, it's really cool. Really cool game.
It blew my mind the first time I played it, the twist. I was like, oh my god, this is the best thing ever. And now that
it's so it fits well into the world of a video game. Like it's a very meta way to put a twist into a video game because it plays into how video games are played, especially story-based video games.
Have you guys ever played, kind of while we're just kind of talking and chilling here at the edge of the Game Awards, have you guys ever
not
played
Max and relax and all cool?
And shooting some b-ball outside of the school. Have you guys ever played a game called Second Sight? I think it was called.
Yeah.
On the GameCube.
It's really good.
have heard of it. I haven't played it.
So I won't get into spoiler territory here, but because it's very cool and a very cool story, but it does that same kind of thing with kind of the M. Night Shyamalamian twist at the end. And you've basically got this character who's going back and forth between war memories and his life as like this psychic who's had his life ruined and everything, and his ability to go, he finds out he has the ability to go back in time and change events from his past. So like he meets these people who've gone crazy because of the war and everything, and he can right those wrongs and stop explosions and stuff. And he meets his old like colonel and everything, and then all of a sudden the colonel's okay and he's like, we got to get you out of here. Super cool game.
That's
old
the
game.
Same guys as that's the Time Splitter studio, Free Radicals. So that's why
I was trying to remember. Like I know this was some developer that I was a fan of, and I couldn't remember who it was.
And public service announcement. I know we all know about Time Splitters. Time Splitters 3. You don't need to play 1 and 2. They don't really matter in the course of Time Splitters 3. Time Splitters 3 has one of the most amazing stories. If you want a comedy time travel story, play Time Splitters 3. Like, Time Splitters 2 takes itself very seriously. It's like, oh, the Time Splitters have ruined the future. We have to go back in time. So Time Splitters 3 just throws all that out the window, and it's like a parody of itself, and I love it so much. Play that game.
You know, if there was ever a game that could have been released episodically, it's Time Splitters, because every level is the time travel thing is just a lame excuse to set the game in all these different settings.
But the stuff they do with it in 3, where you have your future self give yourself a key that you then have to give to your past self to keep the loop alive, and then you go ghost hunting with your future self, and he's got the goggles and you've got the gun, and then you've got the goggles and he's got the gun. Like, oh my god, I love it so much. It's so much fun.
That's awesome. Yeah, no, man, the Time Splitter, you're gonna make me want to go back and play Time Splitters now that I have the capability to do so. I wonder if there's a VR version of Time Splitters. I bet you there is. I might have to dig that up. Anyways,
really cool.
Probably not official, but I'm sure you can find something out there.
Well, have you okay, while we're just, we've got about 5 minutes left until it's end time anyways. Justin, you need to download the Nintendo 64 emulator for the Oculus that some games can officially like run in VR. Perfect Dark and GoldenEye are one of them. It's really cool to play those games in VR. Another game you can play like that is I think Mario Kart, believe it or not. So yeah, go download it. See what you think.
Oh, that seems... Either one of those seems nausea-inducing, but...
Yeah.
Mario Kart might be a little bit easier because you're pretty much going forward the whole time. I remember trying to play Quake in VR and getting really, off balance.
Sure.
Playing the Star Wars game in VR was a little bit easier just because it was built for VR. It wasn't, ported to VR.
You wouldn't think a kart racing game would really affect you like that because you'd be sitting down anyway,
Yeah, but kart racing probably wouldn't be so bad, especially like a behind, not first person but like a third person.
Why has no one done a VR kart racing game? Has someone done a VR kart racing game?
There's gotta be something.
I'll have to check SideQuest because there's gotta be something out there.
Right.
I mean, if you think about it, Thumper is kind of
there you go.
VR kart racing game. I mean, it's not, but it's basically what it would feel like. So yeah, that probably wouldn't be so bad. But yeah, GoldenEye Perfect Dark would probably make me hurl.
I can't do a lot of games like that, quite honestly. When it just throws me off so bad. The one game that I did, the one game that I did do that with was like this PUBG wannabe in VR. I can't even remember what it's called. And like legit, I was like one match in and I was like, I can't do this anymore. I just can't. It's just too much.
Yeah.
So for Oculus Quest, there is a game called Touring Karts, which looks to be like basically generic Mario Kart ripoff. So I might have to. It's got 3.6 out of 5 stars. So as long as it isn't expensive, or if I can get a demo, I might have to try that out because now I'm intrigued by the idea of, VR kart racing.
Could be good. Who knows?
God, Nintendo. You need to make your next system a VR system. Like that's the next logical step. You've dabbled in it a few times. It's time to just dive right in. Because
I don't know if I would enjoy that actually though. Like if it's VR optional, sign me up. But I don't know that I really want like all of my Nintendo games to be in VR. That might actually get me to buy like a
system from Nintendo. I would. I'd buy the Virtual Boy too.
Yeah, I would really not enjoy that. Like VR is fun, but it's an experience, and it's a tiring experience. Can you imagine sitting down to play like The Legend of Zelda 12 in VR, like completely VR? Like
I think that system they'd have to pick and choose, right? Like maybe like Mario Party would be okay, but you're not going to put like Smash on there, or would you put Smash? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. It'd be a tough like, and it would take away kind of like a.
I mean, you can play Smash in.
Oh yeah, with the
Labo VR. So
yeah.
I would be totally cool with like a VR optional mode, kind of like the 3DS, right? How it had 3D, but it wasn't relying on 3D. I don't want it to be a totally VR system. That would kill it for me.
I got it. It's the VR Switch. You take it off, put it on the dock, and then it'll beam.
There you go.
There you go. Okay, you get to play it on TV, full screen. Take it off, put it on your face. I love it. Patent it and take it to Nintendo.
I just hope that whatever Nintendo comes up with next, it's as much fun as the Switch, the Wii, the Wii U. Take it or leave it, but that would be nice. Well, guys, we're just rambling at this point, and the Game Awards have released nothing notable other than the fact that there's a Wonder Woman game that probably won't be making it to Switch, and Final Fantasy VII Remake, which is making it to PC, so you can play the first half of a game everybody loves there. We will be back next week.
It's the first third.
Beautiful, beautiful TV programmy, showy stuff for you. And I promise I'll be a little bit more combobulated then. So tune in. We will see you guys again real soon. But until then, have a wonderful Game Awards, everybody.
Adios.
See you real soon.
Bye-bye.
All right.
All right.
No live viewers, it doesn't look like tonight, unfortunately. So, we did have a couple of chats. Wait. Yeah, there was a few chats in there. That we didn't.
I always share the Twitch
it's Rose of Death
link in a couple of Facebook groups that I'm in. So
Rose of Death asked if one would ask you to suggest a podcast like yours, but about Xbox, what would you say? Getting Xbox. I want to keep up on this a little. I think he's asking if we listen to any other podcasts.
If there's an us version, if there's an us version of Xbox out there. I don't know any Xbox specific podcasts. I know the game dads or whatever they are. They do kind of a wide range. Steve is recommending something called Xcast. Apparently that's pretty cool. So are we live?
I already stopped recording. Are we doing a question
We're just
block
live
right now?
We're just on the. Okay. We're just talking to the Twitch or whoever else is there. I'm not even sure if Rose of Death is still here, but Rose, if your son who's 10 is getting into Xbox, I would maybe also recommend the IGN Xbox podcast. I can't remember what it's called. I think it's called 3 Rings or something like that. 3 Red Lights or something like that. But it's good too. And that's all I got. So. All right. Well, thank you